Welcome to the deep dive. This time we're heading to Abu Dhabi to explore, well, to take a deep dive into one of the most breathtaking places on earth, I think, the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosques.
Oh, yeah.
From what I've seen, it's just stunning.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that there's so much more to uncover beneath the surface, would you say?
Well, absolutely, yeah. It's much more than just a beautiful building, you know. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, I mean, it really embodies a powerful vision of unity and cultural exchange. And its very architecture tells a story that we're going to unpack today.
I'm already intrigued. So where do we even begin? I mean, with the structure this grand, it seems like we could spend hours and hours.
Right. Well, I think to truly appreciate the mosque, you have to understand the vision of its namesake.
Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan.
Exactly. The founding father of the UAE, he envisioned a space that would not only serve as a place of worship, but also embody the principles of tolerance, peace, and inclusivity.
That's a pretty tall order for a building to fulfill.
Right.
I mean, how did he translate those lofty ideals into, well, bricks and mortar?
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting. Sheikh Zayed didn't just want a grand mosque. He wanted a mosque that would reflect, the richness and diversity of the Islamic world.
So it's not just about size and grandeur then.
Right.
It's also about representing a broader message.
Exactly, yeah. Take the mosque's architectural style, for example. It's not a single homogeneous style, but rather it's a fusion of various Islamic architectural traditions. So you see influences from Moorish, Mughal, and Persian architecture, all kind of seamlessly blended together.
That's fascinating. So even in the architectural design itself, there's this visual representation of different cultures coming together.
Precisely. And that's one of the ways in which Sheikh Zayed's vision of unity is, brought to life in the mosque's very structure.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Now he's even more eager to dive into the specifics, I have to admit. I know the mosque is famous for its domes, minarets, and those incredible chandeliers I've seen pictures of. Where should we start?
Well, why don't we begin with the domes?
Okay.
Kind of a hallmark of Islamic architecture.
Right.
The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque boasts a staggering 82 domes,
Wow, 82.
each adorned with intricate geometric patterns and topped with crescent moons.
I mean, I knew there were a lot of domes, but that number just blows my mind. And they're not just there for decoration, are they?
Of course not. In Islamic architecture, domes symbolize the vault of heaven, representing the connection between the earthly and the divine. And, the sheer number and size of the domes in the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, they kind of amplify this symbolism, creating a sense of awe and grandeur that kind of draws your gaze upwards.
It's like stepping into a sacred microcosm of the heavens.
That's a great way to put it.
And what about those minarets? They're another prominent feature, right?
Yes, yes. The mosque has 4 main minarets, each towering over 100 meters high. So imagine these slender, elegant towers, reaching towards the sky, serving as this kind of visual reminder of the mosque's connection to the divine.
I'm picturing them now, and they sound breathtaking. But they also serve a practical purpose, don't they?
You're right, yeah. Minarets are traditionally used to call Muslims to prayer 5 times a day. The call to prayer, known as the adhan, it echoes from these minarets, inviting the faithful to gather and to connect with their spirituality.
So they're not just beautiful structures, they're also functional elements
Yeah,
that play a vital role in the daily life of the mosque.
exactly. And that blend of beauty and function is something that you'll find throughout the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque.
Okay, so we talked about the domes and minarets, which are definitely impressive from the outside, but I'm dying to hear about the interior. What awaits us inside this architectural wonder?
Prepare to be dazzled. Stepping inside the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is like entering a realm of unparalleled beauty and craftsmanship. The main prayer hall is a sight to behold. It features the world's largest hand-knotted carpets, stunning marble columns, intricate mosaics, and chandeliers that will take your breath away.
Okay, you had me at world's largest hand-knotted carpet. Can you tell me more about that? I mean, how big can it possibly be?
Well, it's truly remarkable. Picture this, okay? A carpet covering over 5,600 square meters, weighing 35 tons, and meticulously hand-knotted by 1,200 artisans. It's a masterpiece of textile art with intricate floral patterns and a level of detail that's hard to even comprehend until you see it in person.
Wow. It's hard to even imagine the time and effort that went into creating something so grand, and to think People walk on this work of art every day.
It's a testament to the dedication and skill of the artisans who created it, and it adds another layer of grandeur to the mosque's already impressive interior.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm most curious about those chandeliers. Everyone talks about how breathtaking they are. What makes them so special?
Well, the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque has 7 massive chandeliers, each crafted from thousands of Swarovski crystals and 24-karat gold. The largest chandelier is a sight to behold. It measures 10 meters in diameter, and it weighs a staggering 12 tons.
12 tons. That's incredible. I can't even imagine the engineering feat required to hang something that massive. Are they just as impressive when they're lit?
Oh, absolutely. When the chandeliers are illuminated, it's like 1,000 stars have descended from the heavens. The crystals reflect a light in every direction, creating just a dazzling spectacle that enhances the mosque's already ethereal beauty.
So they're not just functional light fixtures. They're works of art in their own right. And they probably contribute to the overall spiritual atmosphere of the mosque.
You hit the nail on the head. Light plays a significant role in Islamic spirituality, often representing divine illumination and knowledge. So these grand chandeliers, they don't just illuminate the space, they also create a sense of awe and wonder, inviting contemplation and reflection.
This is also fascinating. I'm starting to understand how each element of the mosque, from the domes to the minarets to the chandeliers, is carefully chosen to contribute to a larger narrative. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating an experience that's both visually stunning and spiritually meaningful.
You're getting it. And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to discover about the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, from its intricate mosaics to the materials used in its construction.
Well, I'm ready to dive deeper. Lead the way. We're back on our deep dive into the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, and I'm ready to hear more about those incredible mosaics you mentioned. I've seen pictures, and the detail is it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, they're truly something to behold. Just imagine walking into a space where the walls and floors are covered in these intricate designs made from, millions of tiny pieces of colored marble and semi-precious stones.
It must feel like stepping into a giant shimmering work of art.
Yeah.
Is there any specific meaning behind the patterns and the colors that they used?
Oh, absolutely. There's symbolism woven into every aspect of this mosque, and the mosaics are no exception. You'll notice a lot of floral motifs,
Yeah.
which are quite common in Islamic art.
Yeah. I do love the idea of incorporating nature into a sacred space. It's like bringing the beauty of the outside world in.
Exactly. These floral patterns, they symbolize the beauty and diversity of creation, a reflection of God's handiwork in the natural world. So it's a reminder that even in a grand structure like this, we're still connected to nature and the divine order of things.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. Now, you mentioned the use of luxurious materials in the mosque's construction. What else can you tell me about that?
Well, aside from the stunning mosaics, the mosque is built primarily with white marble, sourced from Greece and Italy. But it's not just any ordinary marble. This is the highest quality you can find, chosen for its purity and luminosity.
So the choice of materials is about more than just aesthetics then. It's also about conveying a sense of purity and spirituality.
Exactly. White is often associated with peace and serenity, which aligns perfectly with the overall atmosphere that Sheikh Zayed envisioned for the mosque. You can see how every detail, from the grand architectural elements to the choice of materials, contributes to this unified experience.
It's incredible how much thought and intention went into, well, every aspect of this mosque design, it seems. Now, I know we've already touched on this briefly, but can we delve a bit deeper into the calligraphy featured throughout the mosque? I understand it's not just there for decoration.
You're absolutely right. Islamic art often incorporates calligraphy, and in the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, it's used to beautifully convey verses from the Quran.
That makes so much sense. So in a way, the calligraphy is part of the mosque's spiritual message. What kind of themes or ideas do these verses usually highlight?
Well, many of the verses chosen for the calligraphy focus on themes that were central to Sheikh Zayed's vision for the mosque: peace, compassion, and the oneness of God. It's a reminder that this is not just a place of beauty, but also a place of deep spiritual reflection.
I love how they've integrated these messages so seamlessly into the design. It's like the very walls are speaking to you.
That's a great way to put it. And it speaks to the power of art and architecture to convey meaning and inspire contemplation.
Yeah, before we move on, I'm curious about something. You mentioned that the mosque blends different architectural styles. Can you give me some specific examples of how that plays out in the design?
Absolutely, yeah. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is a beautiful fusion of Moorish, Mughal, Persian, and other Islamic architectural traditions. For instance, the mosque's arches, with their distinctive horseshoe shape, they're reminiscent of Moorish architecture found in Spain and North Africa.
Oh, so that's where that familiar shape comes from.
Yeah.
I've always loved that style. What about the other influences?
Well, the intricate floral motifs and delicate geometric patterns that are woven into the mosaics and other decorative elements, they draw inspiration from Persian and Mughal art, which are known for their exquisite detail and vibrant colors.
So by incorporating these diverse influences, the mosque truly becomes a visual representation of the Islamic world's richness and diversity.
Precisely. And this fusion of styles wasn't just a random choice. It was a deliberate decision by Sheikh Zayed to showcase the interconnectedness of different Islamic cultures.
It's incredible how this mosque manages to be both uh, deeply rooted in tradition and yet so forward-thinking in its message of inclusivity and unity. I'm guessing Sheikh Zayed had a lot of input in the design process.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He was deeply involved in every stage. From conception to construction, he saw this mosque as a legacy project, a symbol of his vision for a tolerant and unified society. And he wanted to ensure that every detail reflected those values.
That makes so much sense. It's clear that this mosque was a labor of love for him.
You can feel his presence in every aspect of the design, from the grand scale of the structure to the intricate details that adorn every corner. He truly poured his heart and soul into this project.
It's amazing to think about the impact one person's vision can have.
Mm,
Not just on a building, but on an entire community. Even the world, really.
you're right. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque has become a beacon of hope and inspiration, drawing millions of visitors from all walks of life.
Speaking of visitors, I'm curious about the mosque's role in the local community. It's obviously a place of worship for Muslims, but does it serve any other functions?
It's actually much more than just a place of worship. It's a vibrant community center, a place where people from all backgrounds are welcome to come and learn about Islamic culture and traditions.
That sounds wonderful. So it's fulfilling that vision of inclusivity we've been talking about.
Absolutely. The mosque hosts a variety of educational and cultural programs, including lectures, workshops, and exhibitions. They even have a library that's open to the public.
Wow. So it's a true center of learning and exchange. It's amazing how they've managed to create a space that's both deeply spiritual and actively engaged with the community.
It's a testament to Sheikh Zayed's vision of a society where faith and knowledge go hand in hand,
Hmm.
and where people from different backgrounds can come together to learn and grow.
I'm so impressed by everything I'm learning about this mosque. It's truly a remarkable achievement.
It is, and it's just the beginning. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque has become an influential landmark, a symbol of peace and tolerance that continues to inspire people around the world.
Well, I, for one, am eager to hear more about its lasting impact.
And that's exactly what we'll explore as we continue our deep dive.
We're back for the final part of our deep dive into the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, and I'm curious to hear about its lasting impact. We've talked about its incredible beauty, its spiritual significance, its role as a community hub, but what about its broader influence on Abu Dhabi and the world?
Well, the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque has become so much more than just a place of worship. It's a global landmark, a symbol of the UAE, and an architectural marvel that draws millions of visitors each year.
Yeah, it must be a huge boost to Abu Dhabi's tourism industry, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's become one of the most visited attractions in the UAE,
Mhm.
contributing significantly to the local economy. But its influence goes far beyond tourism.
In what ways?
Yeah.
What else has it contributed to?
Well, the mosque has played a key role in promoting interfaith dialogue and fostering understanding between different cultures.
How so?
Well, remember Sheikh Zayed's vision of inclusivity. That vision is embodied in the mosque's open door policy. People of all faiths are welcome to visit, to learn about Islam, and to experience the mosque's beauty and tranquility.
That's a powerful statement,
Nicely.
especially in today's world. I mean, it sends a message that understanding and respect can can bridge even the widest divides.
Exactly. The mosque has hosted numerous interfaith events and conferences, bringing together religious leaders and scholars from around the world to promote dialogue and understanding.
That's inspiring. So the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is not only a stunning architectural achievement, but also a force for positive change in the world.
Precisely. And I think that's what makes it so special. It's a place where beauty, spirituality, and human connection converge to create something truly extraordinary.
Yeah. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of awe and wonder. It's amazing how a single structure can embody so much: history, art, faith, and a vision for a better future.
You've captured it perfectly. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is a testament to human ingenuity, artistry, and the enduring power of shared ideals.
It's also a reminder that architecture can be so much more than just, bricks and mortar. It can inspire, uplift, and even challenge us to think differently about the world.
I couldn't agree more. The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque has left an indelible mark on Abu Dhabi and the world, inspiring countless people with its beauty and its message of unity and hope.
Now, before we sign off, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. We've seen how the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque incorporates elements from diverse Islamic cultures to create a visual representation of unity. How could this concept be applied to architecture in other parts of the world, perhaps in places where division and conflict are prevalent?
That's a brilliant question, and one that deserves careful consideration. Imagine the possibilities if we could harness the power of architecture to bridge cultural divides, promote understanding, and foster a sense of shared humanity.
It's a challenge and an invitation, really, to architects and designers to think beyond aesthetics and consider the deeper impact their creations can have on society.
The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque serves as a shining example of what's possible when we approach architecture with vision, intention, and a deep respect for our shared human heritage.
It's a legacy that we can all learn from and strive to emulate in our own lives, whether we're architects, designers, or simply citizens of the world.
If you ever get the chance to experience this architectural masterpiece firsthand, I highly encourage you to do so. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've left its hallowed halls.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep